It's early August, and on the 1st of August, some people will have got up in the morning and said to themselves, where did July go? I can't believe it. A few days ago, it just seems like the start of July, and suddenly it's passed me by and it's gone. I didn't achieve anything, I didn't do anything. And other people will have got up on the 1st of August and said to themselves, I can't believe how much I achieved in July. I can't believe all the things that I did, and I can't believe all the things that I learned. There's just so much of it. The question is, which of those two categories do you fit into? And if it's the first one, would you like to have a simple system to do something about that? I've spent too much time in the first way of doing things. Where did the month go? And there's a big problem with it, because if that happens on the 1st of August, it's quite likely that it's going to happen on the 1st of September as well. And if it happens on the 1st of August and the 1st of September, it's a pretty safe bet it's going to happen on the 1st of October as well. And when that happens, it's so easy to get to the end of the year, 31st of December, and look back on the year and say, where did that go? And if that's the way that we look at a year, if we can't think of what we achieved in a year, that's just a waste of a year of our lives. If you're living your life in the first way of doing things, would you like a really simple way of turning it round? And this is something that I've been implementing for about 6 months now, and I just can't believe how much difference it's made to me, and I just wanted to share it with you in case it's useful to you as well. Like a lot of the stuff that I share with you, I didn't make this up. This is an idea that I got from somewhere else. And a lot of you will have actually heard it in exactly the same way that I did, because it came from the great Jim Rohn, and he talks about taking from the day. It was such a great idea. I knew that it was good. I knew there was a lot of wisdom in there. And like a lot of things that I know that are good and with a lot of wisdom, I completely ignored it and did nothing about it. Now, in hindsight, I think that was possibly because I didn't know how to do it. Now, I'm not sure whether Jim Rohn talks about a simple system of how to implement it or not. If he does, then I didn't take that in at the time. And to me, there was just too many possibilities. There was lots of ways that I could do this, and that led to inactivity. So what I did about 6 months ago, I developed a very, very simple system of how to implement this, which has meant that because it's so easy that I actually do it. And within probably the first week, but certainly within the first 2 weeks, I really started to get a lot of benefit from this. I'm not saying that this is the best system. I'm not saying that this is the only system. I just want to show you how simple it can be. Now, I like to write things down, and these days I do it on an iPad, and I use this thing. I use a pencil to do it. One of the reasons is I like to have my notebooks with me, and I can store infinite number of notebooks in here. I can write in handwriting. It works really well for me, and I can copy and paste from one notebook to another. And instead of having hundreds of notebooks on the shelf, I've got everything with me whenever I want it. So my real simple system is within a free app that I've got. I have a diary. I have a day for every day of the year. And I use this dual purpose. I call it my gratitude journal. It started off as my gratitude journal. And for every day, first thing in the morning, I write down 3 things that I'm grateful for in my life at the moment. And then what I've started doing, this is the take from the day bit, I create another page for the same day. I don't know if you can see this, you probably can't see it too well. But what I do here is I literally, last thing at night, I list everything that I did through the day. Basically make a list of what I did hour by hour through the day. And a couple of them, I'll probably find they feel a little bit more important than other things. And when that happens, I'll just write a few extra lines about those. And then at the end of it, this is the take from the day bit, I asked myself the question, if I could only recall one of those actions, if I could only recall one of those things that I learned, which one would I keep? And I write down that as my take from the day moment, and I write it down as being one sentence, 2 possibly, 1 preferably, because I want to keep it nice and short. If I could keep one thing from that day, what would it be? The magic started to happen at the end of the week. And for me, the end of the week is a Sunday evening. So on a Sunday evening, I started to develop the habit of reading through all of my take from the days. And that in itself was a light bulb moment, because what I was finding, there was things that might have happened on Monday or Tuesday that were actually pretty significant events for me, pretty important things that I'd either done or important things that I'd learned, that I'd thought about, that was a bit of a light bulb moment for me. but I'd completely forgot about. Already within the space of a week, because so many things happen, life's busy, isn't it? Because so many things happen, I'd already forgotten about significant things from earlier in the week. So for me, the next job is I open my take from the week journal, and I copy all of my take from the days into the take from the week journal, and I go through them again, and I pick out the most significant ones from the week, and I write that as a take from the week moment, or a few take from the week moments. Now there's a couple of really good things that are happening here that happen at different stages. When you're doing your take from the day, what this does is it reminds you of what you did during the day. And if there was something that was good, something that you liked, something that was pleasurable, you actually relive it again at that point. And then when you transfer it into your take from the week journal, you relive it again. So all of the good moments from your life, you're not just living them once, you're living them 3 times at this point. And that's when you really start to impress them into your mind. That's when you really start to burn them into your memory banks. And I'm pretty sure you've already guessed what the next part of the process is. I have a take from the month journal as well. And at the end of July, I sat down and I went through all of my take from the weeks, and I copied them into the take from the month journal, and I went through them and I relived all of those moments again to burn them once again into the memory banks, to remember everything that I'd done, everything that I achieved, and everything that I'd learned through the month, and I summarised it as what I was taking from that month. Now, I've not got this far yet, but at the end of the year, this is going into a take from the year journal as well. And I think you can probably see just how powerful this is. Very quickly, if I want to, at any point, what did I do in the last month? What did I do in the last 6 weeks? What did I do in the last 6 months? Suddenly, I've got a very quick way to go through and remind myself, actually, I'm achieving a lot, I'm doing a lot, and I'm learning a lot. If you're already doing something like this, then fantastic. I'd love to hear in the comments or in a private message how you implement it, because it might be that you're doing something that I could learn from and I could improve my system. If you're not doing something like this, give it a go and see how it works for you. And notice there I say give it a go. I'm not saying make a commitment for the rest of your life that every day you're going to sit down and take from the day, because when we make something that big, that's when it never happens. But could you make a commitment to yourself that you're going to do this for 2 weeks or even 1 week of just keeping a few notes of what you did from the day, taken from the day, and then summarising it at the end of the week? Because I think you'll see really, really quickly what the benefits are. And then, of course, as soon as you start to see benefits from it, then you can maybe make a commitment to do it again for another week. Once you've done something a couple of times and you're getting consistent benefit from it, it's really easy for you to continue and just to keep doing it. My wish for you is that when we get to 31st of December this year, that you can look back on the year as a year that was significant for you because you did a lot, you learned a lot, and you achieved a lot. Now, I'm pretty certain that those things are all true for you anyway. They will have all happened. The question is, will you remember them, or will they have got buried in the dust somewhere?